What up, Black Boy? Yeah, tell Ryan Clark, I guess, what Jason Garrett had to go take an Uber home. Yeah, all y'all talking that stuff. Everybody over there. Let's go. I'm sorry
Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, man. We're going to talk about the Giants for a minute, man, because that's what we got to focus on. We got to focus on the matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Giants, man. We got to go out here and handle business, man. We can't leave a shadow of a doubt about, going into the playoffs and how we going to get there. We got to go in there and take the division and clinch the division. You know what I'm saying? This will be 2 years in a row to where it came down to the last game where we had to pull a miraculous stunts in the month of December to keep our team afloat. We got to start making things easy for ourselves, especially against a team that we should be able to beat. You know what I'm saying? We're favorites on the road against the Giants. Common sense says we should be able to beat the New York Giants. I think Doug Peterson got to call one of his best coached games of his career, because this is the type of game where you could miss the playoffs and people will say, well, y'all wasn't very good anyway, or you could make the playoffs and you could, you know what I mean? You could make the playoffs and then you really could solidify yourself as a top 5 coach, in my opinion. If Doug Peterson is to make the playoffs 2 years in a row with late season heroics, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he's a top 5 coach. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he got some play calling issues. He got X, Y, Z. No coach is perfect. You know what I mean? No coach is perfect. I can't even sit here and say Bill Belichick is perfect or even halfway perfect, because it's cheating scandals swirling around that guy. Every coach got something about them to where they would not like the public to know as far as coaching style goes and just their overall resume. But the Philadelphia Eagles got to be worried about Daniel Jones, not because he did what he did to the Washington Redskins, but because, if you remember from the Dallas Cowboys game, which comes back on at 8 o'clock tonight, by the way, if you're interested in looking at, what we did last week, I might check it out. But if you, if you look at what happened, Dak Prescott missed a lot of easy throws that Daniel Jones won't miss. You know what I'm saying? Rasul Douglas got beat. I think Jalen Mills got beat on a fly route. Dak just threw a bad ball, overthrew him, man. You know what I'm saying? Those were touchdown fly routes. And the Philadelphia Eagles, I feel like they put themselves in that position to be one-on-one because the emphasis was to stop Zeke. This is a setup game, man. This is a trap game. The emphasis is going to be on trying to slow down Saquon and making Daniel Jones beat you. But at the same time, Daniel Jones can beat you. So what you got to do is, man, you have to mix up the looks for Daniel Jones. You got to mix up the looks, man. On passing situations, the pass rush got to get to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is elusive. Daniel Jones he's not elusive, but he can move and he can run. You got your pass rush got to get home. I feel like if Daniel Jones got too much time, you got veteran guys like Golden Tate, Ingram not playing. Slayton is not no bum. Shepard not no bum. You got guys who've been around the block on that wide receiver core who know how to get open in a soft zone situation if the pass rush don't get there. Now, you already down Ronald Darby. Some people think that's a blessing, and some people say that's a blessing. Hey, but at least Ronald Darby is stride for stride with people. You got dudes that's getting burnt like 5 yards behind. Like that happens to Rasul Douglas a lot. And, I think the Philadelphia Eagles and Jim Schwartz and them guys, they could ride the momentum from last week because the Dallas Cowboys team was probably the best team we beat in a while. You know what I mean? If you want to keep it real, we beat the Giants. It was the best team we beat in a while. It was the best team we played since the Seahawks. You know what I mean? Everybody else was games we were supposed to win. You know what I mean? But this is a dangerous team, a team that we're supposed to beat with nothing to lose. So I think the game plan got to be the same. The same thing I said about the Dallas Cowboys, it stands. You got to show Daniel Jones different looks because he'll throw an interception. You got to show him different looks. You can't just show him man and think you're going to blitz and rattle him. He's seen that enough. This is the last game of the season. It's not his first game. He's seen that enough. He's seen, okay, they don't respect me as a pro yet. I'm a rookie, so they think they're just going to blitz me all year. He's seen enough of it. You got to respect him. He threw 5 touchdowns, Jim Schwartz. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not nervous about this game at all. But I'm saying you got to respect your opponent in a situation like this. I might want to talk about Miles Sanders for a minute, man. Miles Sanders should be the offensive rookie of the year. I'm sorry, man. to lead all rookies in yards from scrimmage after starting off the season and kind of looking like a bust. You know what I mean? That's kudos to the coaching staff for still sticking it out with Miles Sanders. They stuck it out with Miles Sanders. They saw what Miles Sanders was all about. You know what I mean? They rode him through the good. They rode him through the bad. Now it turned around for him in the middle of the season. It was looking shaky in the first couple weeks. You know what I mean? But that's the learning curve for rookies. I think Miles Sanders understands what's going on the field. I think he got the speed down now. And I think Miles Sanders is here to stay, man. I think that's for sure your offensive rookie of the year. If there was a comeback player of the year for in-season stuff, it would be Carson Wentz. But, you know, comeback player of the year got to do with what you did last year. You know, Carson Wentz could be a candidate for comeback player of the year. If Carson Wentz is able to get this team into the playoffs, you got to consider him for being comeback player of the year. He didn't finish the season last year. To come into this situation with the touchdown to interception ratio that he got, you know what I mean? To come into this situation with probably going to break the Philadelphia Eagles franchise record. Carson Wentz is for sure the comeback player of the year. The only knock on Carson Wentz this season is the fumbles. It's just the fumbles. You know what I mean? And in order to beat this Giants team, Carson Wentz has to, you know, he has to be the dominant offense on the field. I trust our offense, even wounded, more than I trust the New York Giants offense against our defense. That Giants defense is terrible. Our defense is better than the New York Giants defense. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the Jackrabbit anymore. Who is playing cornerback? You know what I'm saying? They can be lit up. They could be lit up. That's all I'm going to say. They could be lit up. You got to watch out for that safety. The safety ain't even there no more. I'm thinking of Landon Collins. He played for the Redskins. They don't have the Jackrabbit no more over there. They could be used and they could be abused. You know, wide receivers got to win their matchups, man. I had a conversation with my homie at the tent shop. He was saying, though, Deshaun Jackson could be back. He was like, he don't want Deshaun Jackson to interfere with the rotation and just the cohesion that we found. I'm like, no, if Deshaun Jackson could come back for the playoffs, Deshaun Jackson has to play. Deshaun Jackson takes the pressure off everybody off the field while being able to get open. You got to pay attention to Deshaun Jackson. Right now, defenses don't have to pay attention to nobody in our wide receiver core but the tight ends. You know what I'm saying? And Greg Ward is able to do his thing because they got to pay so much attention to the tight ends. Greg Ward will be that much more effective if Deshaun Jackson was out there. You know what I mean? You have to have safety help over the top with Deshaun Jackson. You just got to. So that's just a couple of my thoughts leading into this game, man. I feel like Miles Sanders is definitely should be a top 3 rookie, man, for offensive rookie of the year, if not offensive rookie of the year. It's justifiable, man. Lead all rookies from yards from scrimmage. He's like one of 10 rookies in NFL history or something like that to have 700 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards in his rookie year. I think Saquon did it. Only the greats did stuff like that. So, you know, man, that's just shout out to him, man. That lets you know that, you know, how far he came, man. And he definitely was one of those guys that stepped up. You know what I mean? How many of these offensive rookies going to be in the playoffs? You know, Miles Sanders most likely going to be in the playoffs. How many of these other guys are going to be in the playoffs? That's something else you got to take into consideration. But let me know what you think.